Minds are like flowers. They open only when the time is correct. Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the process of reproduction in plants. In angiosperms, flowers are the most beautiful and colorful part of the plant. They are not found on the plant throughout the year, but are born during reproductive phase of the plant life. Thus, flower is the reproductive part of the plant. Other plant parts like leaf, stem, root and bud are known as vegetative parts of the plant. Vegetative propagation is a type of asexual reproduction which takes place in plants only. In flowering plants, the plant parts like leaf, stem, root and bud all are capable of giving rise to new offspring. These structures are also known as vegetative propagules. Since the formation of these structures does not involve the union of both the parents, the process belongs to asexual method of reproduction. Here, the new individuals arise from any vegetative part of the parent body and possess exactly the same characteristics of the parent plant from which it was produced. No reproductive organs take part in this method of reproduction and therefore no seeds are produced. Nowadays, various plants are propagated artificially by vegetative means. So, vegetative propagation may be classified into two categories, that is, natural vegetative propagation and artificial vegetative propagation. So, let us discuss natural vegetative propagation first and then artificial one. It is a mode of asexual reproduction which occurs naturally in plants without the help of any artificial means, that is, humans. Natural vegetative propagation is very common among seedless plants. Vegetative organs such as roots, stems and leaves bear adventitious buds. These buds are in dormant, that means inactive state, but when provided with suitable conditions, they germinate and give rise to new plants. The techniques of vegetative propagation, both natural and artificial, are used in propagation of medicinal, ornamental and economically important plants. So let us discuss some of the natural means of vegetative propagations. First one is vegetative propagation by roots. Roots of some of the plants bear adventitious buds on them. Adventitious buds are the buds that are formed on the parts of plant other than shoot tip and axils of leaves. These buds grow under suitable conditions and give rise to new plants. For example, guava, papaya, sesame, sweet potato, dahlia, asparagus, etc. Here in the diagram you can notice sweet potato propagates vegetatively through roots. The adventitious roots on the sweet potato grows into a plantlet and later on this plantlet grows into a whole new plant. A number of plants like potato, ginger, banana and turmeric multiply by vegetative propagation of stem. It occurs through stolons, runners, suckers, rhizomes, combs, bulb, stem tubers, etc. There are two types of the stems which are found in plants: underground stems and aerial or subaerial stems. In underground stems, tuber, rhizome, bulb and comb etc. are used as vegetative propagules, whereas in aerial or subaerial stems, stolon, sucker, runners, etc. are used as vegetative propagules. Let us try to understand them in detail. Rhizome is a short underground stem that has buds and adventitious roots. The buds give rise to new plants. For example, ginger. Tuber is a swollen underground stem that has axillary buds in the axils of scales of leaves. These buds give rise to new plants. For example, potatoes. Comb is a swollen underground stem that has swollen base which is covered with scale leaves. Example, colocasia and gladiolus. Bulb is a modified stem that has axillary buds which produce new plants. Examples, onion, tulip, daffodil, etc. A subaerial stem like runner grows horizontally along the ground. It bears axillary buds which give rise to roots and develop into new plants. Example, strawberry. Stolon is an aerial stem that grows upward, arches over and touches the ground at the node. From these nodes, adventitious roots arise and grow into a new shoot. Example, blackberry. A subaerial stem, sucker, that is also a lateral branch arising from the node in the underground part of the stem. These grow out and produce a new plant. Example, bamboo, mint, etc. So, these are the various ways by which vegetative propagation in plants occur via stems. Via underground stems like tuber, rhizome, bulb or comb, or via aerial or subaerial stems like stolon, sucker, runner, etc. Some plants develop adventitious buds in the marginal notches of the leaves. When these buds come in the contact with soil, they sprout and develop a new plant. These buds remain inactive when the leaf is attached to the parent plant. For example, bryophyllum. Gardeners and horticulturists have employed various methods of vegetative propagation other than natural ones. These practices constitute artificial means of vegetative propagation. The method of artificial vegetative propagation are employed for quick production of the new plants and to prepare plants with desirable features. The plants raised through vegetative propagation are genetically identical to their parent plants. Such a genetically similar offspring raised from a single plant by vegetative propagation are known as clones. Artificial methods of vegetative propagation provide an excellent method of propagation for desirable varieties of economically important crops in a very short time period. Some common methods of artificial vegetative propagation are cutting, layering, grafting, etc. Grafting is a technique in which the cut stems of two different plants, one with root and other with shoot, are stumped together to form a composite plant that grows finally as a single plant. In this process of grafting, two plants of different varieties are chosen such that one bears strong root system and other bears desired variety of flower or fruit. The plant from which the root system is taken is called as stalk, and the other of which the shoot system is used is known as scion. The stem of stalk and scion are cut obliquely and placed on one above the other in a way that the cambium of two come in contact with each other. Due to absence of cambium, it cannot be performed in monocot plants. These are bounded tightly with a piece of cloth and covered properly with a polythene sheet to avoid infection. The loss of water from the cut surfaces. The success of grafting depends upon the union of cambium of stalk and scion, which results into developing organic connection between them. The branches sprouting from the stalk should be removed, otherwise they will not permit scion to grow. The new plants produced in this method have characteristics of both the original plants. Grafting is performed to grow apple, mango, peach, apricot, orange, lemon, pear, etc. There are certain advantages of using this technique, like it helps to prepare plants that gives 2 or more varieties of flowers and fruit. It enables us to obtain quicker and better yield. It helps to grow exotic varieties locally, and through grafting, a young scion can produce flowers and fruit fast if grafted on stalk of a mature plant. The next method of artificial vegetative propagation is layering. In this method, roots are induced artificially on stem or branches by burying them in the soil before their detachment from the parent plant for propagation. The branch that develop adventitious roots while attached to parent plant is known as layer. Layer is then detached from the parent plant once the adventitious root formation takes place. There are two methods of layering: mold layering and air layering. In mold layering, a lower branch of the plant is defoliated and bent down. It is then buried under the soil, leaving the tip of the branch exposed above the ground. A small V-shaped cut is formed at defoliated buried plant. After some time, new roots develop at the branch buried under the soil, and then it is cut off and separated from the parent plant. It is left to grow as a new individual plant and is called as mound layering. Plants like jasmine, grapevine, rose and lemon can be propagated via this method. Some other plants like strawberry, raspberry, mound layering is natural method of propagation. The next method is air layering. It is performed in plants having thick branches which cannot be bent easily, like lemon, pomegranate, lychee, etc. In such plants, a ring of bark is removed at the base of an aerial branch. The area is covered by moist clay with hay and cow dung and enclosed in a polythene bed. Within 1 to 3 months, roots develop in the area of the ring. The branch is then cut and planted. Cutting is the method in which small pieces of stem and root or even leaves bearing buds are cut off from parent plant and used as vegetative propagule. It is the most common method of artificial propagation found in plants like sugarcane, rose, citrus plants, grapes, cocoa, bougainvillea, banana, cactus, etc. In this method, a cutting of desirable plant with some buds is buried in the moist soil. After a few days, cutting develops roots and leaves and finally grows into a new plant, and which possess exactly similar characteristic to that of the parents. So, here we end with asexual mode of reproduction in plants. We will see sexual mode of reproduction in plants in the next video. Till that, read the textbook and take care.